100K, 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 every day, we don't play, here to stay, we here to stay, concentrate, anticipate, it's okay,
Hello, my crypto juggernauts and family. Welcome to the Mx3 Crypto Report, your destination for relevant crypto information when you need it the most. My name is Mike, and we have Michael.
Hello.
And we have Mark.
Hello.
And we are Mx3. Thank you for tuning in today. As per usual, please subscribe, give us a like, and hit that notification button and leave a comment. We appreciate your support as we continue to give you more valuable content. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the lesson segment for today. So in today's segment, we will explain what Web 3.0 is in regards to the crypto. And we'll also define what DeFi is and what and how cryptocurrency uses DeFi. Okay. So I'm going to just hit you up with this definition about Web 3.0 real quick. So Web 3.0, often known as Web 3, is a more sophisticated version of the internet that has a decentralized ecosystem powered by the blockchain that allows users to connect without worrying about centralized data repositories. In layman's terms, in the Web 3.0 age, search results, social networking sites, marketplaces, and other services will be built on the blockchain and facilitated by cryptocurrency, allowing for new innovations like uncensored content and more inclusive payment systems. So did y'all know that Web 3.0 has actually not been released yet?
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with Web 3.0. I mean, for an average investor's viewpoint, if I'm just starting out as an investor, for Web 3.0, is it like a browser? Is it a website? Is it a way to actually invest, like when you go into Coinbase or something like that? Or how exactly, or what exactly is Web 3.0?
Yeah. So what I heard is that, it's a decentralized protocol, and I think it will run through the blockchain. So it will run through the blockchain, and it will just use the same blockchain technology, but the blockchain, once again, is the networking, a network of computers interacting with each other, but based on that decentralized protocol. And so that's what's really how it's going to be integrated with each other. How does that sound? Okay,
so it's just a protocol that runs on the internet.
Yeah, it's just a protocol that will run on the internet, I think. So I know, Michael, you have a whole lot more information on this.
Yeah, it's having an IT background, like Michael said. It's a protocol. The protocol that's used right now for the internet is TCP/IP. Transmission Control Protocol / Internet Protocol. It differs. The Web 3.0 protocol differs in the fact that, like Mike said, it's decentralized, and you can tell. You'll definitely be able to tell when you attach to that platform, because, like you mentioned, you won't be censored. You won't be hit with ads. Your personal information won't be stolen. And put it this way, it'll be de-Googled. Okay, everything that all those information vampires steal from us, suck from us, won't happen, because it's on the blockchain, which is the decentralized open ledger, and everything is transparent. So it's just a different set of protocols that allow us to attach to this network.
You're absolutely right, Mike. And interestingly enough, the Brave browser also uses that decentralized protocol. And that's why it's so trusted among so many, because it doesn't have that centralization such as other browsers do, and it uses that it has that blockchain technology in it, as I've heard. I think Michael, you use the Brave browser, don't you?
Yes, I do. I use it primarily, especially when I want to be safe and private, anonymous, and have that warm fuzzy going online, because they're pretty much, and it's an open source platform. So it already has a lot of crypto elements built in, different wallets and all kind of things. So yeah, it's kind of ahead of its time, primarily because it's run by open-minded people, the open source community, which is dedicated to privacy and security. So yeah, I love it.
Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
Just to touch on that, if Web 3.0 is a protocol, because TCP/IP is really integrated into the internet, and Web 3.0 being a protocol that's integrated into the internet also, I mean, that's a big deal. That's major when it comes to the internet.
Yes.
So my question is, why haven't there been like a big fanfare about this? I mean, I haven't seen like NBC or or anything mentioning anything about Web 3.0 coming out.
Forget about NBC now. Forget about that. Because as I said, I'm part of this project going on, which is the Pulse Chain network, soon to be launched, and they just had their ICO, they call it the sacrifice phase. They had that at about over $1 billion now, and not one of these media outlets has mentioned it. Now, one of these news stations has talked about such a big amount being put into this project, and that astounds me. Not even that, but the founder of this project has bought the world's largest diamond, and he's about to change that diamond's name from it's called Enigma right now, but he's about to change it to Hex.com. And you think all the news outlets, as they be talking about Kanye West and all these people, you think they'll rush over and find something juicy to talk about after Trump left office, but they're not talking about it. I don't know what's going on.
Mark, think back, and I know I'm dating myself, I'm dating you too, but think back to the 90s. If you saw that episode of, what is it on NBC, the Today Show with Brian Gumbel and a few other people, and they were trying to figure out, so Melody, what is internet? Is it a game? Is it a phone? Is it you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing now. New cutting edge technology by people who are steeped into the existing infrastructure of technology, and not even existing. They're still kind of really behind the times on things. So you're not going to see this on those traditional platforms. You're just not, for all the reasons Mike just mentioned, and for the reason that they still don't get it. They really don't get it. If you show them a dial-up modem, they'll know what that is. But in terms of the cutting edge technology and how these things work, they're still trying to come up to speed on cryptocurrency. So you're not going to see that on those. And no offense to anybody who works in that industry, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on, Michael. And some examples of Web 3.0 include processing engines that I found out, such as Wolfram Alpha and Apple Siri. I believe operates on that protocol. Yep. Facebook's Metaverse or Meta, and then the Ethereum blockchain also operates on that Web3 protocol. So these are just some interesting things to think about. And I also wanted to jump over to DeFi, and I wanted to define that for us real quick before we talk about that. DeFi stands for decentralized finance. It's an emergent technology that uses smart contracts on the blockchain to conduct financial transactions without going through intermediaries such as brokerages, financial transactions, brokerages, banks, or exchanges. In other words, DeFi gets rid of all third parties involved within the financial exchange. So there's some notable things in the world of DeFi, including decentralized exchanges. Mark, have you been on any decentralized exchanges of late?
Yeah, I use Coinbase.
Coinbase?
Yeah,
I think Coinbase is centralized.
Yep.
I think, yeah.
Centralized.
I think you're talking about Metamask. Because Metamask, Metamask, and the reason why Coinbase is centralized is because there's a custodial entity involved.
Okay.
So you gotta pass it through, and they gotta confirm that your transaction can go through or not, or otherwise they can kind of mediate how your funds run through their system. So that's how it's centralized. But with the decentralized nature, like Metamask or other exchanges like Uniswap and co, you mediate and you kind of control your keys, and you make sure that by your own how you're responsible for it and your responsibility within a network, you make sure that it goes from point A to point B. And there's no middleman involved. So that's the centralization factor, is the middleman. So if you cut out the middleman, then it's decentralized.
So I'm assuming it's a lot easier to set up a Coinbase account than there is a MetaMask account. Since we
actually,
there's not.
No.
Sorry, go ahead, Michael.
No, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say no. It's not, because like for all the reasons that Mike mentioned. And what's called what is it, KYC, know your customer.
Yes.
All this information on centralized platforms, being an exchange or wallets. And I had an experience recently. I think I shared this with you guys, where I was literally interrogated. I had to 2FA. I had to set up all kind of things. And then when I went to try to do something on there, I got flagged. I had to get on a Zoom call. I had to show my ID next to my face.
Right.
Yeah. No.
It's like you were almost hostage. They were like trying to get you hostage or something like that. I was
hostage, and my crypto was hostage.
Right.
So that was a virtual phone of position.
It was a virtual, a Zoom. It was, and I came away feeling like, is it really worth it? I go somewhere else. So, and okay, that's the con side, because you have to go through a lot of things in order to be verified, in order to use those platforms. The pro side is, like it was stated to me, once you do any transactions on this platform, once they're removed off this platform, we have no control over it. And a lot of people do get their crypto stolen. So I mentioned, I exaggerated the con side, but there are pro sides as well. So it really depends on the individual. And to be honest with you, I think I would probably gravitate more towards the decentralized platforms, because you don't have to go through all of that as much. But then again, I've been in technology most of my life, and I'm pretty, able to navigate that landscape. But I also know a lot of people, and I've been helping a lot of people recently, who don't have as much of a tech background or crypto background, who would benefit, in terms of security from central.
Right. And not everybody's that savvy, and some people, they just don't want that smoke, So at the end of the day, just go to the centralized, be safe, play cool,
Yeah.
Don't get no smoking.
So they'll be willing to put their hands up and assume the position and just. So exactly what I need to do.
That's that KYC for you. But for sure, I mean that kind of makes sense though, right, Mark?
Yeah, and it also kind of it may have been a bad experience, right? But I know it's also on a good side. It shows that the security is tight.
It does. It does. But again, I was in a situation where time was of the essence. I was trying to get something so I can invest in something that was time sensitive. So that's why it turned out to be as bad a situation for me. But if it's just a casual thing, you have all the time in the world, that's cool. So again, it depends on your situation. It depends on your comfort level and so on.
Exactly. Because if you need that transaction to go through right away and they're holding you, that could be an opportunity lost.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes that's what happens.
Yep.
Yeah. So definitely, so DeFi includes decentralized exchanges known as DEX, DEX, and liquidity pools also fall into this category, yield farming, etc., etc. So one more thing I wanted to do real quick, just as a fun part of today's lesson, is not really have it be a lesson, but just so there was just I feel like history is a lesson. And at this last Super Bowl, there were some commercials that for the first time, I think this was the first time ever that crypto commercials were played at the Super Bowl. And for me, that was historic, and I just wanted to go through some of those, review some of those, commercials with y'all and just kind of have our take on these first commercials, because this is the beginning of something very great. So, Michael, if you don't mind pulling up YouTube and we can just look at these together and just have fun and crack at them and see what exactly happened. So I think this one was made by FTX Exchange. And I kind of watched this one before, but let's watch it together and give a review on it. So if we can rewind it back just a little bit more. This one was made by FTX Exchange.
All right, here we go.
I call it the wheel.
I don't think so. This is a miss.
Brother David, behold! It's a fork.
I got 10 forks right here, baby! A toilet? We're not animals. We go outside like humans.
Hancock.
No king!
The people shall have the right to vote.
Even the stupid ones?
Yes!
Edison, can I be honest with you? It stinks. Nobody's going to the moon, ever! Why not? It's far, it's too far, it's far!
の未来はポータブルミュージックです。
バカか！出て行け！語りがいいでもやるぞ！語り！
Like I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never.
Don't be like Larry.
Don't be like Larry. Wow.
Don't be.
What planet is Larry from?
He must be from Uranus or one of them joints. Because okay, so first off, FTX is one of the biggest crypto exchanges on the planet at the moment. And they did not miss out the opportunity to definitely flex their muscles at the Super Bowl ad. And Mark, I know that guy, he's one of your favorite actors.
Larry David.
Yeah. I mean, starting with you, Mark, what did you think about it?
He used to be one of my favorite actors.
Okay.
I've watched the Larry David show in a while.
Oh, man.
Because it's kind of like the commercial. I mean, a lot of the things that went on in that commercial are true. when cryptocurrency came out, people said, nah, it's just a fad. Oh, that won't last. Oh, that's a scam. This and that. They always say bad things about it. But cryptocurrency has gone strong. 3 years has been strong over 10 years, past, 10, 15 years now? And it's still going strong. It's in the mainstream. FTX, I haven't heard of them before until this commercial. So I wasn't sure how big they were. But I've heard of other exchanges like Coinbase and Crypto.com, things like that. But Larry David made the point.
Funny guy. Shout out to Larry David.
Right. We're not animals. We'll go outside. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
Especially when he said he's never wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's never anything but wrong. But you know what? I would have loved to see in this commercial would have been something kind of in a similar space, like back in the day when people were like, you know, but a lot of friends of mine were telling me, hey man, you know what, Microsoft is really taking up, you should invest in them. And I'm like, I hate that product, I don't like this and I don't like that. Yeah, that was a huge miss.
Yeah. Did that actually happen to you before?
Yeah.
That was like an actual historic event that happened in your life?
Yeah, absolutely. absolutely. I had a buddy. We were doing tech support. He was buddies with one of the sales guys, one of the most successful sales guys there, you know, and he was feeding him investment tips. And he's telling me, man, you know, you really got to get in on this. This was Microsoft stock. Yeah, that really happened.
So I have a question. Like, what stopped you? Like, what didn't just like, like this is something that can make me, you know, can change my life. What demotivated you from putting a little bit of cash aside into that?
Emotion. I brought emotion into the situation. I did not have an investor's mindset at that time. Back in those days, I didn't have an investor's mindset. You know, I was thinking about the products, you know, and I still to this day, and any Microsoft or Windows lovers out there, I apologize. I don't like it. It's well, okay. Another story for another day. But the bottom line is, I didn't have an investor's mindset. I let emotion. I brought emotion into the situation, and I think a lot of people make the same mistake in terms of crypto.
Absolutely. All right, let's definitely a good commercial.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You know, I'm usually right on those things. That's about 90% of folks. Don't be like Larry David.
Yes.
Can I touch on that a little bit?
Yeah.
Just like how Michael mentioned about how he didn't like Microsoft. And at the time, I mean, it was a big thing because there were people that were on Microsoft's side and there were people that were on Apple's side.
Yes.
And they did not mix.
Yes.
And they did not get along. But it's similar. It seems to be similar to the way it is today. There's people that's on cryptocurrency side, and there's people on fiat side, the American dollar, and they're clashing. But they think that no, this is the right way to go, or that's the right way to go. There's no mixing. Same way it was back then with Microsoft and Apple, but there was no mixing back then, but there can be mixing because one can't overtake the other. And Microsoft turned out to be a big company. They basically overtook everything.
Yep.
Monopoly.
Yep.
But look at it now, how Apple surged ahead. You've got the iPhone, the iPad. You still got Mac computers. Mac is everywhere. Microsoft is still hanging in there, but they're basically using the OS, Microsoft Windows operating system. They still have
Right.
Xbox, but their Xboxes still haven't overtaken PlayStation. So
Oh, man.
Microsoft is still around, but
Yes.
Apple has gained and overtaken Microsoft now.
Yes.
And I believe it's the same with cryptocurrency. Fiat is the king right now. Cryptocurrency is going to come up, same way Apple came up and overtook Microsoft. I believe cryptocurrency is going to come up and it's going to overtake fiat, not just the American dollar, but globally. I believe it's going to overtake.
Right.
Yep.
And you're so spot on with that. And I want to say this last segment because we're almost out of time. But like, how many did y'all watch the Super Bowl in like 2002 or 2001? Probably.
I don't.
Most likely, I don't remember which one that was, but
Yeah.
I've watched every Super Bowl. So
Right. But what I'm trying to allude to is that at that time they also had like the first internet major internet companies at that time on the Super Bowl. Just how they had the first major crypto companies on the Super Bowl today. At that time, early 2000s, they had the first major internet companies featuring on the Super Bowl. And guess what? None of those companies that were on the Super Bowl that made historic news, nobody really knows about those companies today. So that made me super bullish on where things are going, because it's like that time that those companies were doing the Super Bowl commercials and stuff, Amazon was in the cut, strategizing. This other one was in the cut. Apple was in the cut, strategizing, and all these other companies were in the cut. And then very soon later down the road, they took over, and that's why I'm very bullish on even the project that I'm because I'm invested in, because, these cryptocurrencies or these platforms, they are leading the thing, but the real ones that are going to come in and really take over and monopolize, they're in the cut strategizing right now, and that makes me super bullish on where this thing is going to grow to.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So that's all the time we have for this segment. And we're going to move on to Did You Know right now. So, Michael, I'm going to have you take the wheel and drive us through.
all right.
Pause.
Okay. All right. Hello, Crypto Juggernauts. Did you know about altcoins? The term altcoin refers to alternative coins to Bitcoin. Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency, and because of that, it benefited from all the name recognition and network effect in early days. Because cryptocurrencies are open source and can be created by anyone, we are witnessing an explosion of innovation. For the first time in history, people can compete and innovate with money. Go figure. For the most part, money hasn't really had any technological innovations since the advent of the credit card. This is a great thing, which will ensure that cryptocurrencies become more usable, less prone to theft, more secure, more fungible, and less susceptible to manipulation by banks and governments.
Wait, Mike. So you trying to tell me that I can make my own money?
You can literally, not figuratively, literally make your own money. And to be honest with you, when you say that, even I'm thinking about it as I say it, that's kind of the way it was back in the beginning when people bartered. You got a chicken, I got a rooster. Let's make some eggs. Or what,
I'm saying,
so we had our own. We controlled our own currency.
Yeah.
Mhm.
until, you know, all the powers to be came in and
Yeah. Y'all heard about El Salvador and how their main currency right now is Bitcoin, right?
Oh,
but
I
then
didn't know. When did they switch over?
Yeah, I saw they adopted it, but I don't know that they totally switched over already.
Yeah, they've been switched over. I forgot the exact date, but it's been a while now.
Okay.
Wow.
And with that being said, the International Monetary Fund, I think the IMF, they're trying to make them cease and stop using Bitcoin. But the president in El Salvador was like you boomers need to get out of our activities and stuff like that. And I'm not even like that's what he said. Like they love it over there. They love Bitcoin. But yeah, I digress. That's just some side note.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's reset. Now you may be wondering, why are there altcoins if we have Bitcoin? I get that question a lot. Often it takes the form of, what if a better coin comes along and replaces Bitcoin? That question has two answers. What is a crypto utility and what makes it unique? Not all cryptos are trying to replicate Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, because not all crypto, like there's different types of crypto, currencies that we have, different type of tokens and tokenomics and things of that nature. Some crypto currencies are just there to replicate the fiat patterns, like especially of the US dollar, and replicate that same pattern and just remain as a stable currency, and therefore we call them stable currencies, and remain stable and not really give us that volatility. Some other cryptos have different, tokenomics and utilities, such as the more financial, the DeFi centered, tokens. Some are more incentive based, such as the liquidity pool tokens and stuff like that. And some have other use cases, which there's a plethora of them located out there. So definitely so many use cases, not just centered to just a store of value. I believe
first thing that comes to my mind is Dogecoin, like something that's named after somebody's dog. I mean, it's
right. That's why I tell people it's a meme coin. And they're like, this and that. I'm like, no, originally it was named after somebody's dog. That's it.
Right.
That's it. And they try to put all these string theories and stuff. I'm like, come on, man, you ain't playing me. Yeah. It's a meme token. But it's rising up in price and people jumping on it.
Yeah. Like they say, often imitated, never duplicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like Michael mentioned, in terms of not all cryptos are trying to replicate Bitcoin in value and position, which is to transfer value very securely with decentralization. Not all websites are trying to compete with Google to provide search. Not all stocks are competing with Apple. What makes Bitcoin unique is that it has the highest security of any crypto because of the massive size of the miners' hash power, or brute strength computing power, backing it. At this point, it's impossible to brute force the BTC network into submission. People try it all the time. Some coins, like Michael pointed out, some coins are trying to do brand new things that have never been done before, and they are not related to transferring value. Blockchains can accomplish amazing things that weren't possible before. So their use cases are going to be super wide and varied. Because Bitcoin and almost all cryptos are open source, anyone can copy the code for a coin, like Dogecoin, as Mark mentioned, make some tweets.
Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu. There you go.
I want to name after a Japanese dog. I'm like, y'all just keep coming up with these dog tokens. What's wrong with y'all?
Dog lovers. Dog lovers. Okay.
Oh man.
All right, so some code, some of them try to copy the code, make some tweaks, and hopefully try and improve upon it. So I gotta ask though, did Shiba Inu improve upon what they were trying to do when they were copying?
You know, honestly, people are saying that they are doing some tweaks and stuff, but I'm not sure. I gotta read more into that.
Okay.
But honestly, I do not know. It's just a meme token to me. You know, if I had my way, I'll create a meme token myself. You know what I'll call it?
What?
Greyhound token. After the bus, drive safely. Greyhound token.
Okay.
I don't know. That's what they doing.
Do it, man. Do it. Let's get that Greyhound token on the road.
I was actually thinking about making my own token, making a Mark token.
Okay.
So what would your utility? What would your main utility be?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Hey, there's no shame in that. That's just right there with Dogecoin.
Well,
that's just right there.
You got the idea. Now all you got to do is build around it.
Okay. Just put a lot of FOMO in that.
Okay. All right. So while that may seem like a bad thing for Bitcoin, it's important to realize, as I said before, that not all coins are trying to compete with Bitcoin on transferring value. Many have nothing to do with trying to create a new form of money. Now, let me tell you about a handful that come to mind in our next episode. Back to you, Michael.
Awesome. Yeah, that was real killer. And I really enjoyed listening to all of that. Definitely, there's a lot going on in the cryptocurrency space that is definitely outside of the ecosystem of just Bitcoin. And people should definitely educate themselves, be aware of the great opportunities that lie elsewhere, but definitely be safe with your investing and always seek professional advice and do a lot of research while you're at it. So great segment, Michael. Awesome. So thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all. Please do not forget to subscribe, drop a like, and hit that notification button if you haven't already done so. We have some nice links in the description, so please make sure you go through those links and see if you like something. Also, kindly leave some questions. As I said, leave those questions in the comments below so we can try our best to answer them for you. Once again, thank you so much. We'll be on same time next week to give you that relevant crypto information when you need it the most. Peace.
Peace.
Adios.
Tomorrow can be a better day if you're looking to get some figures for better pay. Invest in yourself, man, that is the only way. Get your clout up, 100K followers. How you do that, man? By not being a follower. How you get there, man? Hustling and bustling. Then you spice it up, put some brain.